Hi guys, how you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And today, guess what? We will continue with our story. So today is going to be a storytelling from No Love Lost. Yesterday we were talking about it and we end up in a good part of the story, because a lot of the things unravel after that. So what we talked about yesterday is about Geoffrey going to war and he being in London, remember? So what happens after that? Basically, like what happened? Okay, so I remember now. So he can't go back home, right, to New York, because he's obviously at war. So Daisy is just like back home, like missing him and like worrying about her husband and all of that, even though she doesn't have to worry about it because he's fine. He's not even in the front line. So while Daisy is like all worrying and all that stuff, like Geoffrey met somebody. Like he met someone in London, which she's British, and this new girl gives Geoffrey like that mature side of a woman that Daisy doesn't have yet, because Daisy is very childish. Sorry, I have to stop it to drink some water because I was really thirsty. So Daisy is super childish. So finding this girl in this other place, and in the position that they are, like obviously like he hasn't been with any woman for a long time, and this we're talking about like the 40s, where like when like men used to cheat and it used to be like whatever, like oh well, he cheated on me, you know, like things like that, but you're still married to the person because like men can cheat and the woman needs to stay at home. So it's basically like that. So basically so first, like in the beginning, like Geoffrey didn't wanna cheat, but something happened, and then he ended up cheating on Daisy, obviously, with this woman, which it wasn't like the best. Like, so even though he cheated, he felt like he didn't feel good because he thought he knew like what he did. So he cheated on her like for so long that he ended up falling in love with this girl, right? So hold on a second, let me fix my computer. There you go. So basically, like because of his guilt, like he kinda like he kinda doesn't, like he was to the point that he was gonna divorce Daisy and divorce Daisy to come back to London and marry this woman. It doesn't happen. And why it doesn't happen? Well, let me tell you. So basically, Daisy's brothers die during war. Obviously he got killed and he has to go back home, right, to pay his respects and all that. And while he's there, like Daisy dropped the bomb saying, "I'm pregnant," and that's the reason why he doesn't divorce her, because they're gonna be parents. So basically they need to be together. So while that happened, what's her name? Like Adele. It's already like older, right? Like the same age as what's her name, Daisy. and something really tricky and something really awful happens. So Adele is really sad and depressed and all of that because of her dad. Like, do you remember, like, her dad killed himself? So she's very, like, isolated. Like, she doesn't have a boyfriend. She's like, she kind of like got so traumatized about it that she doesn't want to meet anybody. What she wants is a father, right? So Daisy, there was a day when Daisy is like, she asked her dad, like, please go and see her because she needs someone to talk to, blah blah blah. And Daisy's dad goes, and he helped her a lot. But you get to the point where Adele and Daisy's dad fall in love. Yeah, and because of that, but at this point, like, Daisy's dad is already divorced from her mom, so like he's single, right? But when the dad drops the news to Daisy, she's like, whoa, Daisy, plead him that please. She literally begged him to don't marry her, please. Like, because obviously, like, they're the same age. She could be his daughter, you know, like, it's disgusting. So so the dad doesn't listen. He ends up marrying Adele, and they end up together. So basically Adele ends up being like the stepmother, which is so weird. Like, and long story short, like, obviously this is a mistake. This is a horrific mistake that they both made, because Adele didn't want a man. Like, she got confused with the role model to having a husband. So that was the biggest mistake, because of the decision that she made, and because she couldn't like differentiate like what a love relationship was to what he was providing at the time, which he was providing like care and like just a friendship, like protection, right? So things got really bad with her and Daisy's dad, to a point that Daisy find out that they never had sex because Adele never wanted to, because she felt basically like she was almost getting raped every time he wanted. And I can totally understand that, because like, you see, she didn't want a boyfriend, she wanted a dad, and the dad like misunderstood the whole situation with her, and she wanted to obviously have intimacy with her, and then it wasn't happening because that's not what Adele wanted, right? So so that happened with them. Like, they lived for a long time, like super miserable, like unhappy all the time. And Daisy and Geoffrey stay together. Like, they're still together because of the daughter, obviously. And then eventually Daisy has a grandma, and this grandma obviously has a lot of money, and she loves her. Like, they both love each other like really, like a lot. And the grandma dies. So the grandma dies after the brother died, and so it didn't happen like right away, but it happened like really soon after that. So both deaths were like super close. And when that happened, the grandma actually the grandma left a lot of money to Daisy, and a lot of stuff, obviously. So at some point, Daisy, when Geoffrey came back from England after the war happened, there was already some distance between them, right? There was already like something wasn't like clicking, and Daisy couldn't understand what it was. So when that happened, Daisy decides like that she needs a purpose, like she needs something. And she realized that she was really good at antiques because her grandma used to teach her a lot, and she knew through her grandma. So what she did, and she started like, she opened a shop in, I think it was 5th Avenue, and that shop is basically like an antique store. So Daisy will go to Europe and obviously buy antiques and then bring him to America and stuff. And in one of those trips, but at this point Daisy and Geoffrey have no intimacy, like their relationship is super apart, like way, like even I probably like really like a friendship type, but not even that close, you know. So so what Daisy does is like, okay, focus on something else, and she used to go to England and Europe and all those a lot of countries, like to get the antiques. But in one of her trips to London, obviously she has a lot of money, so she always have a chauffeur when she goes to England. So there is this company that used to send this chauffeur, right? And the first time she got him, like she saw the chauffeur, like they put it in the book, like he's like a good looking one. I don't know how to explain, like he was good looking. And obviously Daisy was like in a moment of like, I need to have something, right? Like she was desperate for some intimacy, for some love, for some attention, because she wasn't getting it in her house, so she wanted that. So so she started talking to this guy, and long story short, I'm not gonna tell you the whole story, but long story short, like in the conversation, like he actually give up, and basically like they started getting like this a back and forth little talk, and it happens like I think he kissed her or she asked him to kiss her. I don't know, I don't remember, to be honest. Keep in mind that I read this like a year ago, so it's been a long time, and between those I've been reading all this stuff, so something happened to them. So anyway, I don't know if they have sex or not, but it should be good. It would be good if you guys read it and let me know, because I forgot. But anyway, they have something, and it's, I guess Daisy liked it. So what happens is, after this trip, Daisy decides to go back more often for more antiques, and she started making these trips more frequent, and until to the point, obviously also, like she started making this relationship like stronger and more like, okay, you're gonna be my chauffeur every time I come. And at some point she wasn't even going to any antique stores, like they were just like having fun in London, you know. So so there was one time when they went to a vacation. I think it was Morocco or something like that. I think it was Morocco. But I'm gonna leave that for the next video. So I hope you like the book. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to actually read it. I think it's better if you guys read it, because it's really fun. Like it's gonna be more fun. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video to tell you what happened in this famous trip that Daisy decides to make with this new guy. So thank you for watching, and have a good day, good night, or good afternoon.